Welcome to the neighbourhood that James built. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining me. Well, these mushroom vents are coming up a tree. Just using a scouring pad and with a bit of water on it, and that's getting all the grime off it. And that's what it's turning into once. Look at the difference in that. That's brilliant. So I'm well happy with that. I mean, it would look quite striking against a blue background. To be honest, I don't think it's going to look that impressive against a grey background. And now they're looking so nice, I'm reluctant to paint them. But these are problems I can think about another time. And once I've kind of taken all the grime off it, I then use some metal polish. This is Brasso. I love this stuff. It reminds me of working in a pub when I was a teenager, and like whenever it was quiet, they made you clean something. And the thing I always wanted to clean was the taps, because that's what they had. They were made of brass, and you could make them look really nice. And because they were tall taps like that, you could get like the thing, do it like that. It was really, really enjoyable. Much better than cleaning the toilets. I did actually first off try it just using Brasso without cleaning it or wiping off with the more abrasive pad first, and it didn't work at all. Wasn't touching the sides, so it did need that abrasive, but hasn't marked the brass at all, or if it has, the polish has got rid of it. Yeah, it's come up pretty well. Right. Okay, amp time. And this is said amp. It is a Roland Cube 40. It's a chorus. It's my dad's kind of old practice amp, so thanks Dad. The reason it looks in the condition it is because it's been in the garage for a few years, because Dad says it's got a loose connection or something's wrong with the speaker basically. So I'm going to take it apart and see what it looks like, and see, you know, if it's salvageable, but hopefully it is. But moreover, the plan is, because I do want to have an amp on board, but an amp is, well, you can see it, it's quite a large kind of bit of kit to have, and the reality is the majority of it is just space. The reason it's in a big box is to produce the depth of sound, and my logic is if the loudspeaker in there was here in the side of the dinette, the casing of the dinette will create the depth of sound, in which case then it is literally just the electronic gubbins up there, all the equalizers and the effects, a couple of switches. It's just those bits which I think would look pretty cool if they were kind of positioned here or kind of here where the socket is. And then some inputs. I'm probably going to have one input, I'm guessing. I mean, I guess it will have to depend. I might have to have this whole box in there, I don't know. But I'm going to take it apart and have a look. But that's the idea, that I can plug the guitar straight into the dinette and produce the sound. So yeah, this is my plan. Now, obviously in the last video, a couple of people have mentioned it is possible to do this. My only concern is that this is a 240 volt appliance, and I'm just worried or nervous or whatever, questioning whether it could even run on off 12 volt. So I'm going to take it apart and see what it's all about. Well, I can tell this has been in my parents' garage for a while. It's like rodent central over there. I need to put that somewhere. Yeah, that's shells. That's nutshells. Someone's been feasting inside this thing, but it's been a nice home for someone. That may be why it doesn't work. I'm guessing that might be it, Dad. Maybe a rat's just, or a mouse has chewed through one of the cables. We'll find out in a minute. Okay, so what have we got here? That's power going in. What's that fixed here? There we go. This is gross. When I'm unscrewing the screws, it's pulling all the cobwebs in and winding them through. Well, that can come out. Don't need that hanging around. Okay. Right. Now, is that a transformer? If someone can tell me, I think that is a transformer. Okay. Now, what's that going into? Right, so this the end of this is connected to a positive and negative, and they are going into the loudspeaker. So and those were connected. Apart from the fact they're not insulated, there's no problem there. There's no loose connections there. That all seems like it's intact. Okay. Yes. Well, that's intact enough. That could be the front. I could somehow get that into the dinette. Yeah, the speaker looks in good nick. Okay, I'll get that out next. Now I've just got to be mindful of where I put this. Obviously it's a massive magnet. But yeah, the loudspeaker seems to be fine. No issues there. All the connectors are on. Yeah, there's no damage to that at all. And the connections are sound. Okay. So now, whoa, there's a lot of electronics in there. Is that one or that one? It's that one. Right. Okay. There's nothing else in there. That is just a box. Right, so this is the piece. See, there's the controls. Power switch. Inline fuse. And from what I can see, power comes in here. It's a neutral, live and negative. The neutral seems to go to just to sit in there on that screw there. The live goes to the switch and then obviously into the fuse, but it's all connected. The only thing which I assume is, I don't know, might be something, but I can't imagine so because I can't see a loose connection anywhere. This 9-pin plug has got 8 cables going into it. And you can see that on that side there. Clearly only 8 in there. But the plug it goes into has got 9. And the one that is missing, because it only goes in one way, it only goes in that way, because those two there are squared, as opposed to those two which are rounded. So it only goes in that way. So the one that's missing is this top one here, which is that brown cable, which goes underneath this and goes into the bottom there. And obviously, well, I don't know, it's not plugging into anything, but there's no loose connection. There's no, it's not like that's fallen out somewhere and it's just hanging around somewhere there, because it's just not there. This looks all really in order. There was a little area here where some of these microchips had all kind of fallen down. These ones here, they'd all been pushed in together, so I straightened them all out. But yeah, it all looks in good nick. There just doesn't seem to be any loose connections at all, which is annoying, because that's what I was hoping for. The only thing I haven't checked is these fuses, but they seem alright. And there's this fuse here. I haven't checked that yet. Yeah, that's all right. So if anyone has any ideas, otherwise I guess I'm gonna have to wire it up and give it a go and see, because it could be some of these which is loose. It could have been, well, I guess he'd have plugged it into main in. So I might have to give that a go. Or it could be some of these dials which is a loose connection, or the switch there. But doesn't seem to be. So yeah, I might have to put that to the test. But otherwise, that would work quite nicely if I could get it to work. Somehow mount that into the dinette. Preferably without that on show. But even if it was, it's not the end of the world. But I'd really want it to be mounted inside the dinette like that. So that's what you saw. And then, if that was the case, then I would have to probably already have, how I'd have to get round that is have this pre-wired in to another jack. So then I'd plug into the other jack somewhere more convenient in the dinette. Well, if I can get this to work, then I've got to say this will be perfect. Carol's cupboard will be ideal as a beer storing, crystal glass storing amplifier. I mean, that is just, well, it doesn't get better than that. And to have that as the frontage of it, I can clean that up. I can change these knobs and put some nicer knobs on it. I mean, that would just be so cool. Anyway, yeah, so that would be excellent. A couple other things. Actually, I'll put a link up to these because someone asked about these a while ago, and I'm so sorry it's taken me like months to get back to you about it. You asked about where did I get the lights, and I tried to find it, and I tried to then find the comment to find, it's just impossible, so sorry. This is them, and as you'll see from the link on the screen now, I got these off eBay, but you can get them in various places. These are the Mini Sun, so Voyager 12 volt LED recessed brush chrome downlight 6000K. So, but yeah, these are the 11mm depth ones. There's all these ones you can see in the ceiling there. Actually, I think you can only see one at the moment. But yeah, there's bloody loads in the bedroom. I've put way too many lights in the bedroom. Oh well. Such is life. I guess I thought because there's no window, well there's one window in there, I thought let's do that. Now the other thing, which is much better, is this stuff. These are my reels of coloured strip LEDs, which are going to go underneath the gunnels. Well, actually, it won't go underneath that bit there because that's where the dinette cushion's going to be. But they're going to go up and down the length of the boat, basically. They might be doubled up in some spaces. I'm thinking there might be a little bit more in the bathroom, possibly. Maybe a bit more around the bow. See how much I've got. I think I bought 4 reels of 10 meters. Something like that. Yeah, no, 4 reels of 10 meters. There's like a billion colours, and it comes with all these different effects, which can, which are mostly horrible. But I'm going to use, if anyone saw Narrowboat Hands' video a while ago when he put these strip lights in the new hire boat here, he used these LED like strip light diffuser bars which go along here, because if anyone's ever used these and put them up in your kitchen, about, I don't know, 15 minutes after you've put them up, they start to fall apart and come down because the adhesive on them is like useless. So these strips do 2 things. Firstly, they create a nice strong fix for these to fit in. There's a channel for it to go into, so there's no chance of it falling down because it's all kind of screwed in and clipped in. But the diffuser part of it means that you don't get those pins and those spots where the LEDs hit the closest part of the surface. It kind of just diffuses the light all along. That's the plan anyway. So I've got some of them on order, but for the moment I can kind of just put these up to give an idea of what it'll be like. But and it comes with a couple of controllers, so I'm thinking to have, well, you can basically have the controller on the same circuit, so you can have one controller in here, one controller in the bedroom, and well, you can actually have 2, and therefore have 2 actual physical remote controls if you want. But that'll work, and then you can change the lights and do all those horrible effects, but essentially you just keep it on whatever you want to keep it on. So that's that stuff. That can be put up at some stage. But yeah, if anyone's got any ideas of how best to, I don't know, test the amp, things I should be looking for. I mean, I kind of gave you a little look around it, so if you did see anything, goodness knows how you're going to explain it to me. But as I said, I think it all looks pretty much intact. So it might just be a clean up, and you never know, it might work. Well, let's hope so anyway. Right, I'm going to get to bed because I've got an early start in the morning. See you then.